Welcome back to the POAS Desk. In the last episode, we discussed when the correct advice is not to issue a power of attorney. Today, let us assume a POA is the right tool. You have requested quotations, and 3 providers have given you 3 different numbers. How do you compare them? Not by the headline fee alone. You compare the scope. Imagine one quotation says POA service and gives you a single number. Another quotation is higher, but explains that it covers document preparation, one revision, execution coordination, and electronic delivery, while government charges, translation, and foreign legalization are separate. The second number may be higher. It may also be much easier to understand. A fixed fee is useful when the work it fixes is clearly defined. Without that definition, fixed may only describe the first stage. Here are the main parts a clear POA quotation should address. First, what document is being prepared? Is it a special POA for one property, a vehicle POA, a company POA, or something broader? Does the fee cover one principal and one agent, one asset or several, one document or multiple versions? The quotation should match the actual instruction. Second, what does document preparation include? Does it include an intake review, drafting, formatting, and checking the names and identity details supplied by the customer? How many reasonable revisions are included before execution? There should also be a distinction between correcting a drafting error and changing the transaction after the document has been approved. Third, what language is included? Is the document in Arabic, English, or bilingual form? Is any translation part of the quoted service? If a legally certified translation becomes necessary, who arranges it and who pays for it? Do not assume that bilingual and certified translation mean the same thing. Fourth, what execution support is included? Is the quotation for drafting only? Or does it include submitting an application, coordinating an appointment, guiding the customer through a digital signature step, or following up until the issued document is received? Execution routes differ. The work should be described rather than hidden inside one vague word. Fifth, which official charges are included and which are not? Government, notary, courts, trustee, embassy, and Ministry of Foreign Affairs charges are not interchangeable. Some are fixed for a service. Some depend on the document, the jurisdiction, or the route. Some may be paid directly by the customer. A quotation should say whether those amounts are included, excluded, or to be confirmed once the route is known. Sixth, what happens if foreign legalization is required? A POA executed outside the UAE may involve authorities in the country of issue, a UAE mission, and UAE Ministry of Foreign Affairs attestation, depending on the intended use. That may introduce separate costs for local notarization, authentication, embassy, or consular processing, courier handling, and translation. A domestic electronic process and an overseas legalization process should not be priced as if they are identical. The seventh, is tax included? The quotation should say clearly whether the stated amount includes or excludes any applicable VAT. You should not have to infer it. Eighth, what is outside the scope? Examples might include changes after notarization, replacement documents, additional principals or agents, additional assets, a new receiving institution, urgent courier services, certified translations, or resubmission after the customer supplied incorrect information. An exclusion is not automatically a problem. An undisclosed exclusion is. Ninth, what happens if the route changes? The receiving institution or notary may request revised wording or additional documents. A responsible provider should explain what support is included and when new work could generate a new charge. No provider controls every third-party decision. The quotation should deal honestly with that uncertainty. And 10th, what do you receive at the end? Will you receive the editable draft, the issued electronic POA, a verification page, an original paper, document, or a couriered copy? The answer depends on the route, but the deliverable should be stated. At poas.ae, the exact price and inclusions should be confirmed for the identified route before the customer proceeds. Until the route is known, a headline number can create false certainty. Third party. Fees and requirements are set by the relevant authorities or service providers, and the recipient assesses the document against its current requirements. So, what should you ask when comparing fixed fees? Ask for the document scope. Ask for the included revisions. Ask for the language and translation position. Ask whether execution coordination is included. Ask which official and third-party charges are included. Ask whether VAT is included. And ask what happens if the notary or receiving institution requests a change. The best quotation is not necessarily the lowest or the highest. It is the one that lets you understand what you are buying, what remains variable, and what result the provider is supporting. In the next episode, we will explain why remote POA does not mean one universal process, and why your location is only one part of choosing the correct route. I'm Patrick. Thanks for joining me at the POA Desk.